Hello everybody and welcome to our daily check-in. I am outside today because it is beautiful. Um, it's so nice. I feel like I could sit out here all day. So, getting back to the check-in. So yesterday was the first day of Teacher Appreciation Week, and it made me think that for this week I think I'm going to go with the theme of appreciation. I talked yesterday about some teachers that I was appreciative of that helped me become, the teacher who I am today. But today I want to start off by giving a very special thank you to our PTO. They did such a nice thing for us by gathering pictures from students of all three grades of our school with positive messages or maybe hand gestures like the thumbs up, and put it to music. It was about 10 minutes long and it was absolutely amazing. I will admit it was a little emotional to watch because some of those faces of the students I haven't really seen in a while, because when we have our live classes or our meetings or whatever, sometimes they will have an icon up so I don't get to see their face. So that was pretty awesome. So I can't thank you guys enough. You have no idea how uplifting that was. Yesterday finding out that we are going to be doing virtual learning for the rest of the year was kind of hard to take. But your video really did kind of let us know that even though we are doing virtual learning, we are still a community. So I just want to give a very special thank you to you guys, the Randolph PTO. You guys are great. And from all the teachers I've spoken to, they thought that video was absolutely amazing, and you really did lift our spirits. So thank you so much for that. So let's move on to, this concept of appreciation. One thing that I would encourage for all of my students is that when you are appreciative of someone, you should tell them, because, we can't just assume that people know exactly how we feel and what we're thinking. So we want to be able to tell them all of the time. I will say, since I've been home, my wife has been doing a lot of cooking, making lunches and dinners, etc. And the food has been amazing, and I've been so grateful for her doing it. But sometimes even I have to tell myself, I have to make sure I let her know how appreciative I am of what she's been doing, because I don't want it to seem like it's just becoming norms in the house, so I don't have to say thank you or this is great, I really appreciate what you're doing, because we can't live like that, right? So if your parents are making lunches for you and dinner and breakfast and all these things, we're happy to do it and they're happy to do it, but let them know how appreciative you are of that. I think it's really important. Now, I think of other things I want to say that I'm appreciative of. So this is a Dr. Seuss book. It's probably my favorite Dr. Seuss book. It says, "I can read with my eyes shut." And it talks all about how, he can read stories all over the place. It doesn't matter. It's just that amazing power that reading brings. So I am appreciative of the fact that I have a house full of books that I can read, or look through, especially history books. I enjoy always looking through them because it keeps my mind moving. So hopefully you have books in your house that you can read either for pleasure, maybe for some knowledge. Books are one of those things that I know sometimes people take for granted because they're like, I have plenty of time, I'll read, right? Well, now we have some time, so, maybe crack open a new book and share it with people, some of the books that you've read, so that way, maybe they can try a new author. This is a yearbook. It is obviously a few years old. But why this particular yearbook is so special to me is it is the last year that there was a Team 6-4, right? So on that team, it was Miss Eisman, Mrs. Reed, Mrs. Silvershot, and myself. We were like the typical math, science, social studies teacher, etc. And we had the last Team 6-4, maybe ever, I don't know. But I'm appreciative for the years that I've had, not only with them, but with other teachers that I've worked with, because every teacher that I work with, I learn something new. It might be how to be better organized. It might be, how to deliver a lesson, or how to maybe use humor better, or maybe ways that we can connect with kids. So I just show this yearbook because I want to give a shout out to every teacher that I've ever worked with, that I'm appreciative of you, because I learned from all of you. It might be something small, it might be something large, but I'm just grateful for every teacher that I've come in contact with. Teaching is definitely a hard profession, so I'm thankful for all of them. So I'm also going to give a very special shout out to somebody that I know my students have no idea who she is, but her name is Dana Januska. And the reason why I'm giving her a special shout out is that she was the trainer who taught me the responsive classroom. And I remember the summer. See, this sometimes you have to be grateful and appreciative of things that maybe you think you don't want until you realize, wow, I'm so grateful for that. So there was a summer a few years back, and we were told by Dr. Copeland that we were going to be trained in responsive classroom. And I had been teaching at that point for probably 14 years or so, and I admit my first reaction was, I just don't want to do it. I don't really feel like having this training. And then when Dana was training me, I will admit I was kind of a grumpster, somebody who was a cynic, maybe didn't think it was going to work or whatever it might be, because I was so resistant. So I wasn't really opening up to the thought of learning a new thing, which is kind of goes against everything that I promote. However, with her patience, she was able to connect with me, and now years later we're very good friends, and I eat, sleep, and dream responsive classroom. I just love responsive classroom and that approach, because it allows me to help you guys with your social emotional needs, and it really taught me a lot about teaching. So I'm telling you this because you're going to come across certain lessons or certain things where your parents might say, this is going to be good for you, I think you're really going to enjoy it. If you are hesitant or resistant or just refusing to do certain things, just like, I don't need that, my suggestion is just be appreciative that they're offering you something that'll help make you a better person, maybe help you learn new knowledge or learn a new sport or learn a new game. Because a lot of times when we're the most resistant to things, it turns out that it was actually something we really wanted to do. So I am appreciative for all the people who have encouraged me to try new things as far as in academics, because it has helped make me a better teacher. And I know your teachers want the best for you, so just make sure that you have an open mind. So the last thing I want to talk about is this thing here. So this is my little bucket of goodness. When I receive notes from students, now I admit I've lost some in the past, but usually if I receive notes from students or parents or something along those lines, I try to keep it in here, because when I'm having a bad day, I'll look through these, and it helps cheer me up. And the reason why I'm saying that is that you can send a message to people, friends. You can write a little nice note to your parents, siblings, because when they're having a bad day, right, they can look at it. Now, for example, this was something I had the students do. It says, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's one of the kindest of them all? And I wanted my students to go around and put them all over the building. And when we came back, I found one on my door. And I wasn't expecting it. And it made me feel so good. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes people just need that good vibe from you guys. They need that ability to feel appreciated. Your parents are working really hard, you're working really hard. So I'm just letting you all know I appreciate all of you. I've reached out to some of you when we're doing these live events because I want to get your input, because your input matters to me. I appreciate you. Just like I appreciate your parents, all the hard work that they're doing to help you. Showing appreciation for some people isn't always easy, but I'm telling you, when you can let people know how appreciative you are of them, it really goes a long way. So what I'm asking from you, after you watch this video, whether you are a parent or whether you are one of my students or you're just somebody watching, tell somebody you haven't told in a while that you appreciate them. Because I've learned that telling people how you feel and telling people that you appreciate them can really make somebody's day. And you just don't know what kind of day they're having. So like if I'm having a rough day and all of a sudden I get a random message from Mrs. Reed, it makes my whole day better. Like yesterday morning seemed like a really crummy day, and the PTO sent that video and made my day. So my request for you is please tell somebody that you appreciate them, and tell them why you appreciate them. I think it will matter to them a lot. And maybe you can even make a little short video clip, kind of like this. So this is my little video clip for you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate your sense of humor. I appreciate your inquisitive minds. I even appreciate sometimes when you guys are a little scutchy and you're just like in class. I appreciate all the little dances you guys do, you know, and like funny things that you guys do. It really makes me love teaching, and it makes me sad that I'm not going to be able to be back in the classroom with you guys. But don't let that take away from the fact that we all appreciate you guys, okay? You all matter to us, okay? So until our next video check-in, I just want to say I hope you have an amazing day. It's Cinco de Mayo today. If you happen to be celebrating that, I hope you have a wonderful evening with your friends or family. And to everyone else, until our next check-in, peace out. Have a delightful day.